Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We are talking about human nervous system, and today we talk about function and basic framework of functioning of nervous system. As you know earlier, the function of nervous system is carry out coordination in body by electrical energy. With the help of electrical energy, our nervous system causes coordination. The communication meaning the communication between two organs or tissues. How it happens and how the working of nervous system is occurred happen. You have to remember it. Neurons are the basic functional and structural unit of nervous system. Neurons are excitable cells. Neurons and muscles also excitable cells. What does it mean that they are excitable? It means they can change and recover potential difference across their membrane. How it works, let us know. Let us discuss. Sense organs or receptors. Sense organs and receptors have neurons. And neurons can be stimulated by different means. It can be stimulated by chemicals, it can be stimulated by mechanical, tactile agencies. Sensory receptors have neurons. These are the neurons. Suppose these are the neurons in your fingertip. When someone touches your fingertip, this touch is detected by these neurons. This touch is called stimulus. Remember, stimulus is an external or internal change which can be detected by sense organs, receptors, or neurons. Understand? Sense organs. Suppose this is the neuron. Neuron is relatively negative from inside of the neuron cytoplasm, and inside of the axon is relatively negative as compared to outside, which is positive. Inside, potassium ions are more concentrated, and outside sodium ions are more concentrated. When stimuluses come in a localized area of neuron, this distribution of charges and this distribution of polarity changes. Outside of the neuron become comparatively negative and inside of the neuron become positive in a localized area. Okay. In first batch, this will happens when this polarity changes. This polarity also recovers soon. And now this happens in the next patch, and in this way this happens in the another patch, and an impulse of polarization and depolarization move. This is called electrochemical impulse. Nerve impulse. Nerve impulse is a wave of depolarization and repolarization. Depolarization means the change in the polarity of neuron. As we discussed earlier, as we told you earlier, that the neuron is relatively negative from inside and the positive from outside. This change in charge is called depolarization. A wave of depolarization and repolarization that run across the membrane of neuron is called nerve impulse. And this is the working chart of nervous system. Stimulus came to sense organs, and this is carried out to nervous system by sensory neurons. From this you can learn the definition of sensory neurons. Sensory neurons are the neurons which take impulses from sense organs and take it to the central nervous system, brain and spinal cord. Their interpretation taking place. In the next lectures we talk about the functions, role of central nervous system. In that we talk about interpretation. After interpretation, the central nervous system gives its order to motor neurons to the effectors, and in case of a stimulus, effectors do some work. This is called response of stimulus. A very common example of stimulus and response is when you prick by a pin. When you prick by a pin, you immediately withdraw your hand from that danger. This is called response. Stimulus is pricking of pin, and response is withdrawal of hand. Stimulus is the internal or external change, and these forms a component of the nervous system, a component of the working on nervous system. Stimulus, central nervous system are called coordinators. Neurons, nerves, that are sensory nerves and motor nerves. Stimulus is a component, sensory nerves and motor nerves is a component, CNS coordinators, and the last one is response, and then effectors, and then response. These are the components of nervous system. Stimulus, sense organs is also a component. All of that I have written in this flow chart or diagram. These are the components of nervous system. Stimulus, sense organs, sensory neurons, motor neurons, CNS that are called coordinators, and effectors, and that is response. Response is the action which is done in response of a stimulus according to the order of CNS. And this is the working of and the components of nervous system. I hope you had understand, and this is enough for the today. Take care. Take care. We will meet in the next lecture.